I'm a particular modern dilemma. It's a completed journey. And they learn the cultures and norms and practices of the different cultures, and they blended it into one, and now it's its own unique culture. The people are unique, the food is unique. It's amazing. It's absolutely interesting how the world can come together and become its own thing. I would like to learn an instrument, play the piano, maybe the guitar even, learn a language, travel, go to different countries, explore the world. I've never had any meal with truffle sauce. Change or to know, nothing greater than pain, or shame and exile to those who age. Life is life is not for them to claim. Old-fashioned school of It took me years to put into action, to just be there for someone rather than saving.
Why?
You cannot blame others for not telling them otherwise by speaking up.
Have you visited?
I've been to Italy, Germany, Singapore, Thailand, Bali, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, India. Um, what else? I've been to Switzerland. Been to Amsterdam. Talking of having Latin as one language, going beyond this world. And Helen is her name. Streams of blood, Sphinx is his name. My king, my queen, what tears can understand everything that you are. Back down or?
Yeah.
Being in love with another isn't permission to excuse their immunity. Did I say it right?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
The language I speak is a mixture. It's a very old language, a mixture of 9 languages which started off with the Arab and Persian traders. They came into India, learned the languages of the people, and in terms of same perspectives, we eat the same, we sort of, shower the same, go bathroom the same. There's not really any difference. We believe. Harsh over a smooth terrain, ending in ashes. A young love, rapid in fire. Because I realize that when you work for a boss, you're sort of paying his mortgage, and you are his slave for the rest of your life. And at the end of the day, you're just that we are. Or what do you want me to sort of?
Anything. Just, yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
Sorry, just doing a bit of filming. Forest. Are you doing some hardware work? Are you? Yes. Everyone's doing a bit of home improvement today by the looks of it.
Sorry.
Absolutely. And self-improvement.
Doesn't stop.
So I can start that
Yeah,
again?
keep going.
Weaving thoughts of romance, soulmate to those with intelligence, poetic to the poor and matched to only one. No one else. Most of all, birthing life for those who deserve it, without emotion and avoiding speech over what embers and smashed to ash as soon as one touches it. Dressed in black velvet, a red affair revolving around this. The changing of character at times needs a changing of the people you know. It sucks. It's hard. Even if you love them. I'd like to learn the guitar. Beautiful instrument, interesting instrument. My dad played really, really well. Unfortunately, I feel my fingers might be just a little bit too stocky. Can't seem to really get the frets and the strings quite right with my fingers. And it's a bit of a struggle, but I thought I might learn how. So saying that someone is your everything is telling another that your life is nothing. That doesn't make sense. You cannot blame others. Secrets are a lot to be ashamed of.
And we can just talk about anything. We can just talk about anything.
Nice. It's an interesting guitar. Where did the strings go?
I don't know.
More?
Yeah, what do you
I'm
like?
thinking if I know any more.
Yeah.
The changing of character at times needs a changing of the people, you know. Can I do that again? Can. Yeah?
Yeah, you're right.
People pray to this poet as they write words on the second Renaissance, where only those born to create great works of beauty to walk this earth, like monks in a monastery. At the moment, until it defeats the creature, monster to any god, it's only a moment or glimmer of hope. One hero, born under one tree, weaving thoughts of romance, soulmate to those with intent. Looking still?
Yeah.
Is build on my different characters and create my portfolio as an actor.
Mm.
Yeah. Closer?
Yeah.
Over 1,000-year period, lavish pillars rise. It's that humanity forgot about the Godhead figure. They simply forget. New omens provide a new scent for the earth. Astana remains the capital of earth, with different races of tiled skin, fishing tongues, tall, green. People's private hell is prolonged. The rich kill any and tear off their skin, use it as fur coats, they smile. So let's take a trip where anyone can pimp, limp, masturbate in public and spend money on any mofo. Getting lonely, I can't control it. Pass me the blunt, let me roll it. Perhaps it's doubt in anything that will bring pain, not knowing the truth that it had been hoping for to bring me freedom. Supreme leader is now the title of the preacher, and everywhere he goes are virgin whores, both men and women, preferably if they were under the age of 16. Because they haven't been broken, with no floods, no locusts, some disease, murder became normal and a bit of a rape. No money, a lot of silver, a neo-royalty line is produced among people's blood, the half-caste between those demons and virgins, both male and female, swallowing eternity. As any prince would laugh, though from the sky the earth is drowsed with new philosophy. Yeah. Keeping things from people, like things they're doing to make you feel uncomfortable, not asking them questions about them, is wrong. They only know what they know. I'm looking in the camera.
Yeah.
Love for the other, accepting they're going to make mistakes, won't instantly understand everything that you are, know your whole story at first. At times, they might even do their own thing. But love is an effort to know the other, the effort to understand and learn the other. What makes them happy, what they don't like, as you open up to them at the same time, accepting that they are imperfect. Sorry, again?
No, you can keep going.
In textile fields, elderly women tend to those fields, all missing one eye and stuck in old age forever. As young boys run naked around Neo's palaces, just only entertainment. Writers invent new tragedy stories, abated pale, blue and pure, misting stage plays for giggles and laughing till it hurts in the stomach, that encourages everyone who watches to give in to lust. Like we're all meant to do along watery plateau, different breed of mystics walk. Those born in the world before that survived the initial stages, ate eagle eyes and living now, until time decides to stop mocking everyone and finally give up and provide final solution. Under red dusk, those know most things are propaganda, freedom inside someone's arsehole, opium everywhere. Ready? When I was just a little boy, I asked my father, what would I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what he said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be.
W1 check Y. Go ahead, over.
Yeah, Echo America 5, stroke Germany 4, Victor, Zulu, Victor, pedestrian mobile. Good morning to you from Alicante. My name is Ken, Kilowatt Echo November. Kilo Echo November, and I'm out with a two-wheeled trolley with my station mounted on the trolley with a 10-meter vertical running up a fishing pole fastened to the trolley. The sun's just coming up over the Mediterranean and from the east, and I'm at the side of the Salt Lake, which are to my right. Microphone back to you from Echo America 5. stroke Golf 4 Victor Zulu Victor pedestrian mobile. Over.
All right, you're peaking 59 plus 5, 59 plus 5. What is your name? Over.
The name is Ken. My name is Ken. Kilowatt Echo November. Kilo Echo November. Go ahead.
All right, Ken, let me, I'm making an audio recording, and why don't you just go ahead and describe your setup and what it looks like where you are right now, Ken. Over.
Roger, very good. Well, I can give you my location firstly. I'm 20 kilometers south of Alicante. I'm at the side of the main coastal road in a lay-by where there are salt lakes to the side of me, which are to the west. And I've got a two-wheeled trolley. It's a sack trolley. You put the sacks of concrete, not concrete, cement or stuff. Anyway, it's a sack trolley that you can push or pull. And fixed to the side of it in a sloop is a DX Commander pole, which is 10 meters high, with a wire running up the pole. On the trolley, fixed to the trolley on a plate, is a Fox Tango 857 with a small amplifier putting out 130 watts. I've no radios at all. I'm using a ground tuning unit, which is part of the antenna tuning unit. Microphone back to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm sure the guy that makes those on YouTube is going to love this recording. Ken, is it light out? Describe your physical surroundings. Is the light coming up? Is it dark? What's happening that way? Over.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've recorded your transmission, and I'm going to put it on my QRZ page, if that's okay with you. You are 59 plus 25 dB. 59 plus 25 dB. The sun is coming up over the, like I said, from the east, over the Mediterranean. Now the coastal road is about 500 yards from the edge of the sea. I'm not using the sea, I'm using the salt lake to enhance my signal. And I do this very often. You will see a lot of information on my QRZ page.
All right, very good, Ken. Fascinating. Over here, we're also, we have two verticals, and we are in the middle of a salt marsh, Succotash Salt Marsh, in Matunic, Rhode Island, right on the waterfront. So we got two verticals that are operating with around the salt. So that's rather fascinating. Thank you for the nice report. And what is it like around there? I'm just trying to extend your beautiful recording here. You're peaking 5 over 9. So describe what the trolley looks like and what the topography is around you, Ken. Over.
Roger, very good. Firstly, I'm only 1 meter from the edge of the salt water of the Salt Lake. That's the first thing. I cannot get any closer unless I put my foot into the water. Location-wise, I'm on the site of the main coastal road called the N332. November 332, and I'm just south of the town of Santa Pola, where all the salt lakes are. There's mounds of salt in the distance. What they do is they scrape the salt when the...
Love is love, regardless. And it's okay to be in love. Love doesn't fix, change another. Love is supportive. An effort to understand and doing the right thing. Sometimes you find out the worries, lack of understanding, unhealthy traits, whatever. Love can switch all that. Everybody is imperfect. I know what I said about change, but you can change for the right... As for now, light is always in dawn, 12 oak trees fall. The beauty of Europe, the romance of it all, the sweeping lush of it, the cherish of love, falling deep into death, with shivering sadness in never succeeding in distracting people from their own natural talent to sin and to self-destruct. Open coffins for those pastime acts, like a white fetus curling its body up, and at least one teardrop saved and frozen. Glaring white lights beam from behind the coffin as gypsies dance around, taunting with satanic laughter and chants. As the poor scream at those fetus tombs, "Where are the poets now?" Mortals flock to Astana. Europe is hosting that city now. Fallen empires is nothing but success to others. Oh, weep not for this modern world. Noblest deeds will not stop the destruction of humanity and all their culture. Murmur never. It will not be taken seriously. Joy, contentment, smiles, happiness, love, with treasuring moments never to be felt. Rather natural hatred in bitterness with ruthless violence, always to be first to be acted upon. Despairing days, there's freedom in whiskey, dying at once. There's nothing more demoralizing than an individual's greed and imperception. It can turn into a large crowd. As for the unknown poet who wishes to love those while alive, knows life is short and the poet has forever to love the deed once they join together in that definite act. Death belongs to eternity, and I'm left asking, where have you been? As for most, they've been strangers to their own land. Oh, how easy it is to avoid developing one's character and join in with the rest. For that poet who conjured their own soul together, Bertha in Paris, from the dirty Riviera, that has not been turned red from all those heads that have been cut off and thrown into knowing where wisdom is not and where happiness is. But as for the wise, knowing the duality of human existence, knows of battling the sin, developing traits, that's where the poet should go. The poet, tall, lavender skin, diamond-like blues, shaved head, toned, and has always time for books, or what's left of them, conversing to learn speech, walking around always in blue coats, stories of the pastime, harmonicas play in the street. By now, stop turning away from the sin on the street, vice to him, or at least witnessing it, is as normal as it is to breathe. Everyone, looking all grown up, as the boys just passing puberty asking the girls to their alleys, we are vibing, when no one cares. Why hide the shame of lust? Where Judas is the preacher in a biblical sense, anyone can be the prostitute witch, brazenly hanging out in confidence, with silk shades being in the only pretense in this culture sense. Let the youth fuck with their virtue. The poet stops for blueberries, turns and glares, ignoring the lynching and large photos of old people. Seeing with a flock of clean people stuck to her, like how the color white is to rice, or use of black for those starry nights for lovers, handing sheets of paper, the poet storms over. I wanted to join a gang. Now I'm alone. In sales and different aspects of personal development. I used to be a physical trainer as well for fitness, physical fitness, and body development, and keeping on the right diet, making sure you're eating well and exercising well and living healthy. Yeah, that's about it. Besides that, pretty good. I used to work very busy. Places, roads, dumpsters, fields with goats, public toilets and the Nile. To whoever finds them first, by law they are the new parents. Rape is punishment if those do not take the babies.
Yeah. So what else are you going to do? What are you doing tomorrow?
So, I've got my podcast microphone. I'm gonna do some. People to pray to this poet as they write words on the second Renaissance, where only those born to create great works of beauty to walk this earth, like monks in a monastery. At the moment until it defeats the creature, monster to any god, it's only a moment or glimmer of hope. One hero born under one tree, weaving thoughts of romance, soulmate to those with intelligence, poetic to the poor, and matched to only one, no one else. Most of all, birthing life for those who deserve it, without emotion and avoiding speech over hot embers that smash into ash as soon as one touches it. Dressed in black velvet, red affair revolving around this planet, missing color and texture, lacking depth. It's the contrary when talking about his character. Murderous rage, always in wild youth, never to age. All books burned and everyone scrambles for food. Summer darkness, no binding ties, spoiled warmth. Youth is wasteful. Every day everyone is reminding death is constantly in its daily life. Scarlet over paved sandstone. It's the contrary when talking about his character. Murderous rage, always in wild youth, never to age. All books burned and everyone scrambles for food. Summer darkness, no binding ties, spoilt warmth. Youth is wasteful. Every day, everyone is reminded death is constantly in its daily life. Scarlet over paved sandstone, laid down by some local mason. Her hands rest in front of her belly button, hair pulled up like a fluff, and her face has a kindred love for the depressed, and it's converted so clearly through her face. Lifting her eyes up, her husband, the king over the capital for mid-Africa, taken by the Samoan Europeans. The Europeans?
Yeah.
So start again. 1, 2. Her husband, the king over the capital for mid-Africa, taken by the Europeans, fluent with interchangeable thoughts, worn-out thorn that steps on velvet carpet and some flower petals. Speaking of food, how was the raid today? Scarlet spoke in one tender tone. The king answered and walked away, not to sit on leather seats. Rumor has it that a copy of the book, Gone with the Wind, is somewhere around the valley. Since the takeover, truth is always told, and sin when you look at lying. People wander around claiming godlike powers. Through some dull daylight, music anyone to waltz generally play. Homage to the creature that took over, using satanic music. Hands that move with timid strides, minds dying, not laying in rest. Brothers turn, comrades turn, peers and strangers turn. Food is rare, so they turn onto one another. Let the rebels eat the flesh of familiar faces, and never to ponder if their food had once be home for a soul. People wearing masks from ancient Greece, like any duration of time between periods, never existed, veiled in robes, despite being in Africa. As a small group raids a family, the king stops, wanting his horse to take a rest. My people, keep their clothes and place them at the gates of mine as homage to being your king and allowing these raids. The king watched even, witnessing the children being raped. Every person makes mistakes. Like to meek is to be human. Those who yield in acknowledgement and corrects is the person worth of praise and remembrance. Crime is within pride. Anyone should never be afraid to learn more. Unbending their own mind, regardless the current status of their own thinking. Thoughts of those who had once been on thoughts of those who had once been on death row now slur this world to aid, creating a masculine world of nightmares as a woman's touch is towards the king, scarlet supervisors. Clouded now with culture, angry red in vapor, causing all mortals to frown, barks standard, and in truth to ask, where is wisdom to be found? It's still inside. Even in Europe, royal families raised and pray to the creature. Hierarchy in humanity, never to leave. Oh, I'll stop there for a second. I understand. Sorry, people to pray to this poet as they. So, pray to the creature.
Yeah.
Is it pray to the hierarchy in humanity?
Yeah.
Is that one? Sorry, I'll start again.
Pray to the creature.
Huh? Sorry, one second. I think there's a page missing.
That's alright, just keep going.
Images strung from the air that remind people, peasants to be honest, that we all can die. Disk of time, burnt colors, nothing said about hope, love and romance.
So what, do you do any podcasts or?
So, no, I don't do podcasts. A friend of mine does podcasts. He's a survivor of Crohn's. So he's got Crohn's disease and he has a bowel bag, and he does podcasts on Instagram and also with
You ready?
poetry, giving to me in total blessings, accidentally on purpose, fleeing to be liberated, breaking the cycle of being binded to silence. I met so many people, falling to converse with them in meaningful. Stop now. Oh, sorry, failing.
Keep going.
Fuck, I said falling. Sorry, can I just stop and start? Okay. I met so many people, failing to converse with them in meaningful ways, passing off philosophical messages, flushing sensations that sets a movement of invocations in your soul. It will bring forward pain from regret. It could stay for a while or set a notion of seeking out redemption. Fireflies circle around, drawing attention to you from moths and owls. No one needs to be safe or to go and save. Trapping actions, emotions weighing one down. To be, just to be. It's not an exhausting desire, something in vice or addiction. It's pure, where nothing else is being offered or taken, just presence and attention of another while you're giving it back. At home, like love is meant to be, evolving forward, singly together, two individuals alive, sharing, where past wrongs are not only forgiven but totally forgotten. Like a blank canvas from a god is passed down to you, instructing to paint as you please. Accepting that you had let someone go before without wanting to. Finally the waters have calmed to a scene where Zen meditation couldn't replicate. Learning love is a person's character. It develops from learning what's right and painful. Mistakes. It has nothing to do with just justice or karma. Nothing to do with full circles. An admittance of self, of what has started and meant to be. Slow, thoughtful. Every moment has meaning, producing a result of personalized fate, just with no more pain. Next one.
Yeah.
Shame is instilled when the wrong continues far too long as it should be. Duality of life dwelling outside one's realm. As the past is there, imperfect, highlighting the future as to be perfect in compassionate yearnings, young child. as everything happens in everyday circumstance more than once, from what happened to what is told. Resigning the thought that truth is out there, that if grounding nature doesn't want to be lost. At no time you're stronger than placing your hand on the skin of another, whose despair which was caused by your hands and admitted to repair. Though it may not seem like anything, one's action. Shall I do that again?
Keep going.
Yeah. Though it may not seem like anything, one's actions will echo through time, and the test it will be bound to the consequences of it all. It's such a hard acceptance, telling everyone is wrong while you were the one doing the wrong by leaving the other in such harsh ways. Not in one area, but the totality of one's life has been forever changed, where vulnerability still applies in tender private moments. Feel me dreaming, a requiem for a dream, confirming rumors of true love. Now it's infinite flawless, which is heard beyond our humanity's shared universe, right into the next life, pulling those residents to the forefront windows to sit, witness the love and go all. Poems are just garnish on romantics, leaving behind poems for history to read. I don't think there's no trick to living life, just how I spend it, while avoiding wasting any of it. It's now for grandiose display of any wealth, just expressing how I lived, for wrongs to be corrected, any good to be improved on, while another is living. You're never a stranger when you say hello. Welcome other people. Hello. Be there. Being. Underneath the hurt is a series of mistakes. Some artists pay a lot to be immortalized, but mystics are too. True, it's all good. Nothing else comes good from being impatient or emulating the life of another. Isn't hell defending someone your whole life just to learn the critics have been right? Reality governs all. Fortune is not on your favor. Do not long for art or for fiction, to lose yourself, to disappear in it. Dropping dims into gems, taking away knowledge, leaving behind wisdom, presenting yourself to the world in full force, displaying like peeking lotus flower, breathing to create the world's wind. I am. I am. To change not only persona but one's whole character, to change choices of peers, hurried to change and to show. People fall more times than they would admit. People choose the wrong more than the right. A person's thought holds so much tremendous power, whether we'll admit it or not. Streaming all day. Sorry. Again?
Yeah, keep going.
Streaming all day, thinking all night, opening up horizons to something deep and intense, killing attraction, hushing never. Speak your mind, little poet. Potent threats to ears that are wasted on, temptations, path roads, where vice is winning war. You're just one more person crying. Redemption is a foreign thought. We're only sinning. Private reason, regardless, it's self-driven. Bullets aim for their mark. It is easy saying nothing here is sacred. You're just one person on trial, like the one before, that you're trying to avoid. You've been conned that you're the only one. Life is still going on. Lose yourself in self-sabotaging efforts, now a trembling voice in the dark. It's heartbreaking when silence is replied, no answer fit yet for you to hold on to, because denial is so strong. Masters of culture have already won, but you're drowning because no self-awareness. You prey on people to validate your own way. Isn't hard to justify being in my own existence? Blindness, interfering with self always. No one outside will ever fix it. Worst wars are the silent wars one has with oneself. Hate speech with internal dialogue. Thinking on oneself smells like death, doesn't it? with the walls getting taller, the rooms getting small. Here we are, alive, hellish, anxiety provoking. If you had better things to do, why on earth aren't you doing it? Conceptualizing your ideal and working towards such a person isn't promised for the land of paradise. Conceptualizing your ideal and working towards such a person isn't, sorry, I gotta say that again, yeah? Conceptualizing your ideal and working towards such a person isn't promised for the lands of paradise. Vices are supplications for the Lord that sees everything through one's third eye. I still don't know why we got to die, but I know when we do, we'll be depriving the world of what we contribute. Either it's good or bad. The good is when we relieve the burden of life, as our bad is something for another to witness, what not to do or be. Regret when it comes to love is the moment you realize you've hurt the one that was willing to love you. Happening while you're just loving people lower than you are. It's not that life is totally unfair. It's just we stopped the effort of good and reverted back. Not speaking up when it's uncomfortable. Not allowing that person sent to enter further. Not asking questions to understand, and the ripples of this goes further to the edge. We all can live without responsibility, coming to a place that nothing matters. Emotions, it's where the world floats around, never getting its zen on. But it's 25 to life if the judge doesn't like me. In my clearest vision, I can see the Creator, master over Illuminati, a trapped soul stuck in time. We all feel pain, outlaw, cultured muse. I'll tell the judge I was raised wrong. Pour me another cup. Drinking liquor will make the money come quicker. No more pain. So fuck the love song. When you got to hype over your lover and deny all emotions.
Is that it?